Welcome back, the students of class 6. Today, in our social science geography class, we are going to discuss another subunit from your chapter 6. And the name of the subunit is plains. And after that, we will going to discuss another subunit. It is the landforms and the people. Okay. So quickly open page number 43 of your geography book and follow. So in previous classes you have learned about the mountains and the plateaus. Now today we are going to discuss about the plains. How did plains formed and what kind of benefits we have received from plains. Okay, so the plains are the large stretch of flat land and they are generally not more than 200 meters above the sea level, and some plains are extremely level and others may be slightly rolling and undulating, and most of the plains are formed by the rivers and their tributaries. Okay, now we are going to discuss how did the plains form. That, look at the board in the picture. So these are the mountains. Okay, so in the mountains, plateaus and the plains, and these are the sea level. So these are the sea level, water is there. Okay. Okay, so from the mountains, the rivers they created and flown towards the plateaus and over the plains, and they fell into the ocean. Okay, so this is our surface. Okay, this is the land. So from above the sea level means it is almost above the sea level. So 200 meter. Okay. So when the river created from the top of the mountain, they carried with them some pebbles, some stones and silt, and through the slopes of the mountains they collected those materials, because when they came from the top of the mountain, they erode the mountains and the plateaus and collected those extra things such as the pebbles, the sand, the silt, etc. And what happened? They carry forward the eroded material up to the plains, and then they deposit the load consisting of these materials along their course, collected along with their courses and in their valleys, and then they deposited all these things just after in the estuary region and before the estuary. Estuary means a place where river merge with the sea or ocean. So in this way, after the plateaus, when they deposited all these things, then slowly the place became slightly higher from the sea level and plains created. Okay. So in this manner the plains are created. Okay, and naturally plains are not more than 200 meters. This is the average height of a plain. So now what are the uses of the plain? So because they are made of with the alluvial silt and other materials deposited from the mountain regions, so they are very much fertile. So construction of transport network, it is also easy on the plains because no rough areas were there. In mountain areas it is very difficult to make roads in these areas, but it is very easy to the plain, in the plain region. Okay. Now what are the uses of the plains? Number one, So, uses of the plains. Number one, the plains are very much fertile. So, it is very much fertile, so good for agriculture. Number two, it is that transport, that constructing of transport is easy. Construction of transport. So, construction of transport is easy. Number three, these plains are very thickly populated regions of the world. Okay. So, because of other availability of the water, because of the availability of the food, because agriculture is very much popular in this region, and so that's why the presence of agriculture, presence of the water. Okay. So, the population, the main big city is also established in this region. So, many big cities and towns also established on the plains. So, some of the largest plains made by the rivers are found in Asia and North America. And for example, in Asia, these plains are formed by the Ganga and Brahmaputra in India and Yangtze in China. Okay. And in other countries also such kind of plains also formed, like the Amazon in South America, okay, Hudson River in North America, and Hudson as well as the Mississippi River. Okay. So, in this way these rivers formed large plains, and these plains are very much populated because of their so much facilities also present in the plain region. So, plains are most useful for human habitation. So, there is a great concentration of people as more flat land is available for building houses. It is also useful for building houses. Because in the mountain regions, it is very difficult to make houses. So, those have visited Darjeeling and those regions. So, the landslides is a very common thing. So, that is why lot of houses they dismantled, they destroyed every year, every month because of the landslide. But in the plain region, those regions are not very earthquake prone. Those regions are very good for living. So, that is why very much lot of big cities also established and towns also established in these regions, such as in Kolkata. Okay. Such as Kolkata, Mumbai. So, those regions also established in the plain region. So, as well as cultivation also a important thing. So, because of the fertile soil, the land was highly productive for cultivation. In India too, in Indo-Gangetic plains are the most densely populated regions of the country. So, most of the people of the India, they are living in 3 states that are situated in the Ganga Brahmaputra plain. So, these are the Uttar Pradesh, the Bihar and the West Bengal, the 3 states mostly populated states in India, and because they are situated in the Gangetic plains. Okay. Now, the next subunit is the landforms and the people. So, the humans have been living on different kinds of landform. Okay. So, humans are living on different kinds of landform. So in this way, the life is difficult in mountain areas. So those are living in the mountain areas, their life is very much difficult because water is very less in the mountain region. So they most of the time they took waters from the water reservoirs constructed on the top of the mountain. Sometimes they also collected water from the plains through pipelines. Okay. So plains provide much better condition for living. So it is easy to grow crops, build a house or a road in a plain than a mountain. So can you point out some differences in the ways people live in different kinds of landforms? So this is a question to you. Okay. So in the chat box you can write, in the e-portal you can write the answer of these questions. Give me some examples. Sometimes natural calamities such as earthquakes, volcanic eruption and storms and floods caused widespread destruction. Okay, huge loss of life and property also takes place because of these different natural calamities. So by creative awarenesses about such incidences and also about the awarenesses of such incidents, we may lower the risk. So if we know about the earthquake, about the volcanic eruption and all these activities and how these things are taken place, okay, so then we can reduce the loss of life and property. So you may find out from your own surroundings in how many ways we use the land and water. Okay, and quite often we use the land in a wasteful manner. So sometimes you can observe that in your locality some people, the water bodies, they are highly polluted. Okay, and sometimes the people dumped their waste materials, the garbages, and totally fill the water bodies, and some people they also constructed buildings over the water bodies all over the India, in big and small cities, and in your city also. Okay, so this is actually creates environmental hazards. Okay. So for examples, another thing, that constructing houses on a fertile land. So today is when the cities they expanded, the towns expanded. So then what happened? The people came from the village area, they started building houses in the town. So when the livable area is finished, then people started purchasing the agricultural field and started making the houses. So this is also create environmental hazards. And similarly, we throw garbage on land or the water, making them dirty. So we should avoid using such important gifts of nature in a careless manner. Okay, so the availability land is not only for our use, it is also our duty to leave the earth a better place for future generations as well, because earth is not only for human beings, there are other species as also. There are tiger, elephant, the birds, the crocodile, the fishes, they also lived in this environment. So we should look after our environment and we should care for our environment. Okay, and if we use our environment in a sustainable process, so I hope our earth will be a better place to live in future. So students, that's all from today's class. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class with the question answers from this chapter. Bye.